Hey everybody, welcome to Carolina Diggers. My name is Richard, and on this episode we are going to actually be reviewing a prototype detector from Dr.Otek, or Dr.Otek, or however you like to pronounce the name. Anyway, with that said, let's get the show on the road. Take a look at this metal detector, see what all it can do a target ID test on various items, and hopefully things will work out. It's cold. Let's take this show on this road on the inside. All right, as you can tell, this particular metal detector by Dr.Otek is the MTXE, which is located right there. And you can see that it does have some interesting looking programs on this particular metal detector, which has the all metal, a pasture, a park, and sand, which I'm guessing is most likely going to be beach, which is something I'm not going to be able to test since I'm probably 4.5 hours away from a beach. Does have a really cool feature, even though that it has 4 buttons. It tells you short push, long push. Short push, if you just touch it real quick, just like beep, it will do the top row buttons. And if you do a long push, it will do a volume, a backlight, pinpoint mode, and the off button. Now, I will say, when I first saw this, I saw this right here. And this I thought was going to be the meter for how far down the particular metal detector target would be, and what these little clear little segments are. They're on both sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, as you can tell, 8, 4 on each side. They are blue LEDs, and they will light up for each of the programs. But this is not the strength of the target or how far down the target is, or even the sensitivity level. It is actually when you pinpoint, it shows you, I guess you would say, where you are on the target. If there is no blue LED segments lit up, then you're nowhere near. But if you have all 4, you're basically, bam, there you are. You are on target. Now, we'll say, one other thing that you may have noticed by looking at that screen is it starts out on target ID in the 40s. Doesn't start at the 0, starts at the 40s, and it ends at the 90s, which all in all is different. We've got some coins here we're going to use since the ground is relatively hard because of snow. I've got a set of silver, and I have a set of just regular coins that you'd find every day. It will go from penny, dime, nickel, quarter, 50-cent piece, silver. Same in the normal everyday coins. So we're going to take a look and see what each said coin shows up as the target ID. All right, let's crank this bad boy on and see just what it looks like. All right, as you can tell, it looks kind of like the MTXR when it comes to the top row. It has a similar look about it. The one thing you notice is the blue light. I don't know if you can tell it or not. The blue light is on for all metal. So when you go to push the button, just real quick, it will change. And so will this little icon here for pasture. And the same with park. Shows you a little bench with some trees. And sand, which shows you what looks like a umbrella with a little reclining chair and a UFO over there flying. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, it looks like a boat. Maybe it's a boat. And those are your 4 programs. Now, I will tell you this. Each program, if you notice, the segments on top, or the little icons on top, whatever you want to call these for the top row, they disappear. And when I first saw this, I had some problems with it because I couldn't understand why all metal mode shows them all, which it should because it's all metal mode. And you go to pasture, and it shows all of them. And then you go to park, and it shows all of them. They don't disappear. But when you hit sand, it takes iron out. And I'm not quite sure why that does that, because I would think if it was me, different said little icons in here would come and go. Just me. But from what I understand, this is just wide open, as deep as you possibly can get, all metal mode. And the next mode, which is pasture, is actually my favorite mode in any metal detector, and I was really, really surprised that it came with this particular metal detector, which is 2-tone mode. Pasture is only 2 tones. It has a low grunt for iron and a high pitch tone for the good stuff. So I call it the cheat mode for metal detectors, because if you're going to cherry pick and all you want is the high tones, that's all you got to worry about. If it's a high tone, if it's a high beat, dig it. If it's a low tone, keep on trucking. Same with park. Park is going to be 3 tones. And so the same thing with sand. Sand is also 3 tones. But back here on all metal mode, it is actually going to be 4 tones. 4, I can't get my fingers in there. 4 tones, which is kind of cool. This is your normal setting. As you can tell, this is norm, which is kind of interesting because when you go to discriminate something, so like you want to take out something and you're going to discriminate it, it puts you in disc mode and gets rid of norm mode. So I'm not exactly 100% sure what norm mode is, but you can discriminate all the way down to silver, which I guess puts it into a 5th mode, I guess, like maybe a program, but not really a program. I don't know. But the one thing I have noticed is say like you go down here to sand, and it takes away the first one. If you go to get rid of nickel and get rid of bottle cap, you can't go back and put nickel back in. So you're just SOL if you don't want nickel. But then also that looks like bottle when you twist the cap. So you would probably want to take that out too. And which only leaves you with copper and silver. So you would only have 2 modes here for coin mode, I guess you would call coin mode. And, but not going out and being able to test it yet. I don't know, because that would be in, quarter and silver range, but right here it says copper. So with that being said, it seems like maybe this is running a different frequency than the MTXR because of it not going to, oh no, it does. MTXR also goes to 90. I thought it went to 99. So, that is quite interesting nonetheless. And then I'll go back and it clicks to sand. Norm and on and off is going to put you back in all metal mode, which apparently is the normal program for 4 tones wide open. Your sensitivity is going to be this bar here in the center. It's gonna go up, go all the way down, go to the second one, and back up again. So normal mode is gonna be 3 on sensitivity. As you notice, it always comes back norm. So let's see, backlight, hold the button down, puts you in backlight mode, which is kind of neat. It's with 4 buttons. I wondered how that was gonna work. Hold the button down again, it's gone. Volume's the same way. It's only got one little thing showing here. What you do is do a long push. It makes it a little louder. Do a long push, takes all the sound out. Do it again, it gives you just a little one. So you just long push for your volumes. You long push for your sensitivity. Oh no, you just short push for your sensitivity. But you long push for your backlight and your pinpointer. All right, with that being said, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, if you ever see me out and about, the best way to tell if it's me is I always carry around blackjack gum. I don't know if you guys have ever seen blackjack gum or even heard of blackjack gum. It's been around for a long time. It's actually black licorice gum, and they only make it for so long, and then they quit making it, and then a little while later, they make it again, which now is around the time that they make it again, so we're actually pretty happy. This is my superpower, I guess you could say. Blackjack gum. Also, we're going to take a look at the target ID, show you what the differences are. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this. I think what I'm going to do is do like a wheat, and then a regular penny, and then a silver dime, a rosy, and then a regular dime, a war nickel, and then a regular nickel, and then a silver quarter, and then a regular quarter, and then the same thing with a 50-cent piece, and then a regular 50-cent piece, just to show you what the target ID comes out to be for each individual detector. Oh, I will also say, on this particular metal detector, it does look, does look a lot like a, kind of like a simplex, but without the little control unit going up and down. It goes side to side, which is a little different than a simplex, but it has that same look and feel. Straight shaft, handheld, arm cuff. Anyway, let's get the show on the road and see what the target ID actually shows you for each individual intended target. All right, we're going to keep this in all metal mode. Like I said, we're going to pick up a penny, which is actually going to be the wheat penny. We're going to see what it actually shows up. Looks like pretty much 81, 82 all day long. Flashes in the copper range, which is actually pretty cool. All right, this is going to be a zinc penny. Let's see what this shows up when we do the same thing. And that shows up 75 for a zinc penny. Now, let's check out a silver rosy. Let's see what that shows up as. All right, it's actually kind of bouncing around in the 80s. Not like it's wanting to pinpoint on anything. Let's see if we change that real quick. How's that? When we had it first, it was on its edge. Now we got it flat onto it. It's showing it as a straight 82. All right. Now for a regular rosy. We'll do this side on its edge again and see if it bounces all over the place. All right, now that's on this edge. It's staying pretty tight for it to be a rosy. Let's see what it does on its flat and on flat surface. Flat or on its edge is showing as the same, 81, which is interesting because I'm gonna grab the rosy again just to make sure. Here's the edge. Look at that. 84, 85 on its edge. We're actually doing the edge. Now we'll go back. We're gonna have it flat. And it's flat. It's 82, which is kind of interesting. All right. Next up is the war nickel. We're gonna do its edge. See if it bounces around. Looks like 62. All right. We'll do its flat surface. Yeah, it's about the same. 61, 62. If it's with a 61, 62, you can dig it. It's kind of neat. We're going to do a regular nickel. So regular nickel is 43, 44. Here's the edge. I forgot to do that. A little different signal for an edge. We're going in the same place. So if it's on this edge, it's just going to bounce all over the place. But if it's flat like this, 43, 44 all day long. Huh. All right, now to the silver quarter. We'll do the edge. All right, that's actually showing in the high range, which I would have hoped it would. All right. And let's see what it does flat. Flat is a solid 90, 89 right there. But pretty much 90, 89. All right. I dig that. Let's check out a quarter. Just a regular clad quarter on its edge. 88, 90, 91. That's on its edge. All right. And let's see what it would be flat. 87, 88. So if it's an 87, 88, you're going to know it's not a silver. Let me see, go back with the silver with it being flat. Yeah, see, 90, 89. Boy, that's really tight. That's one segment away. Woo-wee. I would say if it hits a 90 when you're swinging, I would dig it because it might be silver. See, there's 87, 88. We're back on the regular coin. So yeah, if it hits in the 90s or just the 90, oh, that's the wrong coin. I would dig it. This is going to be the silver 50-cent piece. We're going to do its edge. I think it's, excuse me. I think it's high, boy. It's going all the way up. And this is on its edge now. Let's try it flat. 92 all day long. Wow. If you hit the 92 and it's not going anywhere, I would dig that. Ooh-wee. That's pretty solid. That's not bad. All right, let's try the clad or the regular 50-cent piece on its edge. So it's pretty much 93, 94, 95. It's pretty tight, but it's bouncing. It has a hard time, it looks like, on edges. It's hard to lock in on it, but here's a flat. Wow, that's a 92. Wow. That was the same as the other one, which is kind of interesting. And it's a silver. It's showing up as a 92. There's a regular everyday. Showing up as a 92, flat edge, which is kind of crazy. Oh, I also want to show you this. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to change the mode here. Let's see if it does a different tone for each individual target. See, there's 81.80. That's the wheat penny. Here is a silver dime. Same range, it looks like. These are all on its edges. I'm just trying to see if I can make it. Oh, look at there. Yeah. That's the nickel. the silver nickel. Oh, here's the quarter. It looks like it has the same target ID as the other one. Let's try another nickel. All right, and let's try a zinc penny. All right. And one thing I just now noticed, it appears that the coil is double D. All right, we're going to take a time just to show you the pinpoint feature on this particular metal detector. Now it's going to get kind of loud, and I want you to pay attention that the volume is at its lowest setting. But when you get closer to your intended target, the tone that it gives off, which is kind of irritating just a tad, but not as bad as the Garrett Ace 250. It gets louder as it gets closer, and also this is going to show up. It's going to actually light up as it gets closer to the intended target. So let's take a look real quick so you can see what I'm talking about here. All right. See how it first one flashes, second one shows up, and then there it is. Which is kind of neat. I wish you could actually see the color, but yeah. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video of the review of the MTXE metal detector by Dr.Otek. Like I said, this is a prototype and things are probably going to change. Who knows? The metal detector that was sent to me was number 12. So maybe number 12 will be the one that will come out on the market. Who knows? Anyway, like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time. Later.